And Bonds hits one high. It's a deep. It is out of here. 7:56. Bonds stands alone.
Now Booker with Tucker on him. Throws it up for 8. Shot blocked by Antetokounmpo. What a block from Giannis.
17 seconds from Game 7 or from championship number 6. Jordan, open, Chicago with the lead.
Minute remaining. And they're putting Curry in the pick and roll, trying to get him on Irving. Irving and Curry, one-on-one. Irving puts it up. It's good. Kyrie Irving from downtown.
We're sending it in, Jerome. That's for damn sure.
Yes. What is up, everybody? Welcome to Taproom Sports Podcast. I'm your host, Jordan Stacks on Stacks Lats. Joined as always with my guys, Mr. Big Ball and Ben Larson, and Swerving Urban Washington, the Parlay God. Somebody get this man. Pour some water on this man. He's hot. How we doing tonight, fellas? How was your weekend?
Doing good. Great weekend. It was hot, but it's summertime. We got to get used to it.
Yep. You got to be careful sitting on that wallet now. It's gonna hurt your back because it's so lopsided.
Oh no, my wallet is. I don't even carry a wallet no more. Everything's done through Bitcoin. I'm just like, hey, off topic, but would it be smart to make your currency Bitcoin if you was a country? No.
If you were a country?
Yeah, because El Salvador is using Bitcoin as their currency.
It's pretty volatile, so it's really up in the air. I mean, you can have something like, what was it last year, where things dropped from like 67,000 down to 29,000, and if you do that, your country is literally bankrupt. So
yeah,
but if you buy low at that 29,000, I think it dropped all the way down to like 22,000. It's up at like 29 now.
Dropped to like 17,000.
17, yeah.
I think
so if you buy it low, then yes, it's very smart. But you got to have something kind of in your back pocket for if it drops like crazy.
Yep. Good point. Taproom Sports Podcast now giving out economic classes.
I got burned on crypto. That's fine.
Oh yeah, dude. Oh my god. Yes. Solid weekend though, man. Man, shout out to Bud Crawford. Absolutely destroyed Earl Spence last night. That fight wasn't even close, and for what it was built up to be, very disappointing, to be honest.
That was bad.
Yeah, that was a very bad showing for Earl Spence, but nonetheless, fight weekends are always dope. UFC 291 was pretty entertaining.
Gafshi destroyed Dustin.
I mean, he was getting his ass beat. He just landed him with a...
Yeah, Dustin was whooping his ass. And then
absolutely.
That headshot dead. That's why MMA, man, that shit is not like boxing, bro. You could be dominating all 4.5, all 3, 2. All they take is one shot and your ass is out of there.
Yep.
Shit, man. That's that was a crazy ass. That was a good fight though. All the Gaethje's fights, I feel, and Poirier's fights are always really entertaining.
They always high entertainment.
Yep. Man, lots of talk about Aaron Rodgers. Sounds off on Sean Payton's comments about Nathaniel Hackett. Man, what a weekend. Ben, you sipping on anything?
I am. I am sipping on a cold pressed hazy IPA from Alvarado Street.
Nice.
I'm back in the sticks, so I get to go back to my old stomping ground, my old liquor stores. So I'm stoked about that. So it's a 6.9% from Alvarado.
Nice, dude. Hell yeah. Like it. What
about you?
I'm sipping on another Peace, Love, and Happiness. I had like 3 of them left over, so
nice.
I gotta finish them. Yeah, man. What a weekend. Playoff races are really getting fired up. The Angels dropped 2 of 3 to the Blue Jays. They really could have closed the gap in the wild card had they won that series. They do lose Taylor Ward for the season after that. He got hit in the face by Alec Manoah yesterday, and
scary.
Angels went out and traded for Randall Grichuk and CJ Cron today. A big reason why they did that was because they're losing Taylor Ward for the season. So, big part of it. They have a huge 3-game set starting tomorrow with Atlanta, which I think is really going to dictate, where they're going to go.
Atlanta's kind of been struggling too.
Atlanta just mollywopped the Brewers this weekend.
Oh yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. All the other teams but Atlanta have been struggling. Atlanta's what, 7-3?
Yeah, Atlanta has run away with that division. Atlanta's absolutely run away with that division. That division.
Oh yeah, the division's done. It's not even close.
Yeah, it's what are they? 10 games up in first place right now.
11 and a half.
Yeah, it's insane. Miami, I mean, they made a good run. They made a good push, and then they kind of fallen back down to earth. They did have a nice comeback win today. They were down 4-0. They came back and won the game.
Yeah, they're in that final wild card spot though. So
yeah, they're hanging on, dude. They are hanging on. They have a series starting tomorrow with Philly, which is going to be huge in terms of the wild card. Also, the Diamondbacks and Giants start a series tomorrow. That's going to be huge in terms of the wild card. The Diamondbacks this team is just
they stink. Ice
cold, dude. They cannot hit right now, dude. It is terrible. The Padres, they swept the Rangers this weekend. They're only 5 games back of the wild card. So I think a lot this weekend kind of dictated where some teams are going, and 2 of those teams being the Cubs the last week. I mean, they've been scorching hot 8 out of their last 10.
Yep.
Like I said, the Padres winning 3 in a row. I think that they kind of are looking to buy at the deadline now, because being 5 back of the wild card isn't a lot. You still have like 80, or not 80, you still have like 67, 68, 70 games left depending on the teams. And then also, if you're San Diego, you're looking at Arizona, and like they're just in shambles, dude. And they only have 3 starting pitchers right now. They're kind of scuffling for innings, dude. So you're the Padres and you're looking up at Arizona and you're like, man, we could easily catch these guys the way they're playing.
Yeah.
So I think that's something to take into account. And then also going to the AL, Seattle and Boston start a series tomorrow, and currently Seattle's 4.5 back of the last wild card, Boston 2.5. So that could have major implications as well. And then the Yankees, they get Aaron Judge back. They dropped 2 of 3 to the Orioles this weekend. The Orioles are still in first place in the AL East, but they're only 2 games up, so it's not like a huge hole for Tampa Bay. But I think we're kind of seeing where these teams are coming and where they're going, man. And it's going to be an interesting trade deadline. The Rangers, I mean, they're basically trading for everyone that's available. They have like 8 starting pitchers now. I don't know what they're going to do with all these guys.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what the plan is.
What kind of surprises me there is that it is on the other half of that is the Mets. Like, the Mets aren't too far out of a wild card spot. There's 6.5 games, but you're selling right now, and you're basically telling the organization, even with your 56 games left, you're telling everybody in the organization, we're done with this season. We're gonna look forward to the future, and you get a mediocre piece, and something that you could have really pushed your future to. I don't think Acuna is.
I mean, he's one of the Rangers' better prospects, but
he is one of their better prospects, but he's a mid-level prospect overall in the MLB. I think you could have probably gotten something a little bit better trade value-wise for.
I don't know, because of the fact that Max Scherzer's owed so much money, and like he's not the same pitcher as he once was.
Yeah, but if you waited until closer to the deadline and you had people when he's the best pitcher available, and you had people bidding for him,
I don't think he's the best pitcher available based on production and money.
As you're waiting down to the end of the deadline, yes, he's not the best pitcher available. But I think, as these other pitchers go, and he rises up the list,
I'm sure
you can get more.
I'm sure Texas did their due diligence, or not Texas, the Mets did their due diligence in the fact that, like, you know, they probably talked with teams like the Orioles, they probably talked with teams like the Reds, they probably talked with teams like the Diamondbacks who need starting pitching, the Dodgers, and none of those teams probably offered him anything. Because I mean, the fact is, the Mets literally have to pay half of his salary just to get something in return. So that kind of tells you where the thoughts, the market value of Scherzer is. Like, I don't think that he had a ton of. I don't think he was getting a ton of interest, dude. Like, I just don't think he was there. Plus, he had a no trade clause, which also complicates.
Plus, I think it's more of it was a move that the Rangers had to make because Evaldi just went on the DL with a flexor strain, so you know what that could lead to.
Oh, that's all bad. That is not good. Flexor strains always end up being TJ.
Good old TJ.
Yep.
That's not good.
Yeah,
we're not talking Tijuana.
Yeah. I just think because I think the Mets were in more of a driving space once teams got down to the wire, and you know, Giolito wasn't gone at that point. Lance Lynn wasn't gone at that point when that trade was made.
Well, and Lance Lynn didn't really get anything in return.
Well, I know, but he's just another one of those kind of tier 2 level pitchers that are now off the market. And I think with more of those tier 2 and tier 1 pitchers off the market, I think that raises up Verlander's value. I mean, I completely get what you're saying there. He's overpriced, not living up to his contract. But when you're getting a team who's got passed over for these other pitchers that are now gone, they're going to be desperate to add at the deadline. And I think you could have gotten, you know, something a little bit more than Baby Acuna.
I mean, I wonder if some of these teams are really that desperate. You know what I mean? Like,
but there's so many teams that need pitching.
They need it, but obviously, like, the market isn't. What's the word? I think the market is just overvalued on pitching right now because of the fact that the Angels traded for Giolito and they give up the 2 of their top prospects. So now anyone that's trading that's dealing a pitcher, starting pitcher, they want a significant return. And teams like the Orioles, the Diamondbacks, the Reds, like, they're not going to mortgage their future for a guy that they're going to rent for half a year. You know what I mean? Like, that's just it would be dumb of them to do that. It wouldn't be a smart business move. So, like, if you're the Orioles, you're Mike Elias right now, you're basically like, yeah, we could definitely use a starting pitcher, but we've gotten here with the guys we have, right? We have an elite bullpen. So why I'm not going to go mortgage my future. I'm not going to trade 3 of my top prospects for a guy that, you know, we're not going to have for a long time. We're only going to have him for 3 months, and I don't think it's a wise decision for those younger teams. Now, if you're a team like the Dodgers, or if you're a team like I understand why the Rangers are doing it. Like, their 2 best players are seasoned veterans, and, like, you know what I mean? Like, I think there is kind of timelines per se. So I mean, we'll see how it shakes down, but, you know, Billy Epler, the GM of the Mets, you know, he said he was interviewed earlier today after the Scherzer trade, and he was kind of like, you know, we want to quickly rebound into next year, and I think they see Acuna as a guy that could, like, play for them next season or soon. You know what I mean? And, like, obviously Cohen has a shit ton of money, so they're obviously going to be fucking probably spending hella money on free agents at the end of the year. So I don't think the Mets are going to be down terribly long. I think the wise decision for them was to make trades, because that team stinks, dude. They've sucked all year. They haven't been good.
Verlander still has a year on his contract.
He does, but he also has a no trade clause, so he can really dictate where he wants to go.
Yeah, and he said, I think the reports came out, there's only a couple teams that he will waive his no trade clause for. The Dodgers,
Houston,
the Orioles, and there was one more team.
Yep. I honestly, I think he goes back to Houston. I just think it makes too much sense. But again, like, I don't know what you're gonna get for a 40-year-old pitcher, dude.
Yeah.
You know, like, I don't think you're gonna get a ton of value, which is why, like, the Cardinals to me is like all the people they have of like a tons of value. They're like, you know, we don't really want to trade them. It's like, why?
Yeah, what you're doing isn't working.
Like, you might as well trade them. Like, get something. You know what I mean? Like, even if you just restock your farm to like make a trade later. You know what I mean? Like, at least you get that young talent in there.
Well, they coming off pitchers. I don't know why they not coming off hitters.
That's what I'm saying. Like, well,
Renato and what's the name would have been traded, and then I would have got the best thing smoking for Contreras.
yeah. Supposedly they're taking calls on Nate Burleson and Edman, which are two good players for sure. But it's also two players at positions that they have like a lot of depth. So like, you know, they can afford to lose those guys and still bounce back. But again, I don't know what you're going to get for them. You know, there's been a lot of rumors of Seattle, you know, maybe trading Logan Gilbert, him being available, but they want a bat in return that like is going to help them now.
Yeah.
So I don't know, like, I don't know what
Seattle at 4.5 games. Do we think they're out?
No, I don't. But that's why they're willing to listen on offers, but they want a bat that can play right now in the major leagues. So like, for example, you know, maybe Logan Gilbert for, I don't know,
Candelario.
Yeah, I don't know if the Nats would do that, but yeah, something like that. Like a guy that they can just like swap with a team. Maybe they have a lot of batters and they need pitching. You know, the Cardinals make perfect sense, but you know, Nolan Arenado has a no trade clause. I definitely don't think Seattle is willing to take on a 37-year-old Goldschmidt for Logan Gilbert. So I mean, they'd have to come with something a little better, but that would be an interesting move too.
Or I mean, can you put Bellinger at that level? The Cubs be willing?
Yeah, I mean, I could see that happening. I don't know. The Cubs are another fascinating team, dude, because they're starting to get healthy, and then now we're seeing like them playing a lot better. And they're the only team in that division with a plus run differential. Well, Cincinnati just broke over the plus run differential this weekend.
And they're only 3.5 out of the
wild card.
Yeah.
And they I think it was Bob Nightingale. He reported today that the Cubs are no longer listening on offers for Bellinger. They were not going to trade him.
Yeah, I do think I saw that, but didn't.
Because we only have 1 day until the trade. 1.5 days, basically.
It's Tuesday.
Yeah. Which is why I think a team like San Diego this weekend sweeping the Rangers, I think it pulled them out of the being sellers. Like if they lost 2 of 3, you know, they're sitting there 6.5 back or 7 back right now.
Yeah, that'd be all there.
It's a lot different story.
There's so many teams playing so shitty right now, but it's those bubble teams that are actually doing well that's causing.
Yeah, the market's like there's nothing. No one is really committing to being sellers except for the White Sox, who, like, you know, they traded Lance Lynn and Joe Kelly to the Dodgers.
Yep.
But, I mean, what else are they really going to – I mean, they traded Giolito, too, to the Angels. But, I mean, after that, you know, you got all, like, really controllable pieces. Like Lou Bob and Eloy, Dylan Cease. Like, I don't know. I don't think they're going to trade any of those guys unless they're, like, blown away with an offer. I don't think
Oh, sorry.
I just don't think that offer is coming.
Yeah. I saw Pittsburgh is turned into, you know, full-time sellers.
Yeah, they traded Carlos Santana. Yeah.
And that Keller might be even available.
Ooh, that'd be a good. See, but that's the thing is, like, we're hearing names of these guys on the trade market, like Michael Lorenzen and Mitch Keller, and like these are good players, dude. But a lot of these teams that need starting pitching, like, they need an ace.
Yeah.
Like, they need a guy that's going to go out there and, like, you know, really be that ace of the staff. And, like, you know, if Blake Snell became available, I think Blake Snell's that kind of pitcher. But I don't think he's going to become available. And on top of that, he's a unrestricted free agent at the end of the year. So, like, you're literally only getting him for 2 months.
Yeah. And you're going to have to give up a good amount of.
Yeah, I mean, if Lucas Giolito got the Angels 2 of their top 3 prospects, what the fuck is Blake Snell getting you? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Minimum is going to be 2 or 3 of your top 5 prospects.
Yeah, the fucking Angels fuck shit up, dude.
And it's a team that's going to need to rebuild their farm system too.
The Angels?
The Padres, what they gave up for Soto.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it would definitely probably benefit them to become sellers, but I think at this point they're not.
Yeah, because they only, 4 or 5 back with wild card?
5 games back, and like I said, you got the Diamondbacks ahead of you. The Diamondbacks are fucking scuffling like crazy.
Yep.
You got the Phillies. They've been hella inconsistent.
Well, there were rumors coming around about the Phillies going after Soto, which would have been interesting, but that's, again, not happening now.
Yeah. It's crazy because, like, the Phillies, like, their bullpen's good. Their starting rotation is pretty good. But it's like their offense is so damn inconsistent, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they're just up and down. Miami needs a fucking batter, too. Like, and then there's rumors that Miami's interested in getting another starter. It's like, what? Dude, you guys need bats, dude. What are you doing? Why are you going out and getting a starter? What the fuck? But it's interesting, man. Like, what do you guys think of the Texas Rangers, like, going out and making all these moves? They're obviously making a clear push for the World Series, and obviously it's pretty wide open right now. Although Texas, if the season ended today, Texas would have to play Houston in the first round.
Yeah, and I was just gonna say, like, I don't know if the season, even if the season doesn't end today, I don't know if they can keep Houston at bay, because I mean Houston's still playing pretty good, 6-4 in their last 10, so it's nothing special, but they're on the upward trend, where Texas is definitely going on the downhill trend.
That's why they adding all that damn pitching.
Yeah, absolutely, but you know, that's their run production that hasn't been.
True. Didn't they trade for Hicks too?
Yeah, no, Hicks went to Toronto.
Toronto, okay, that might be a nice pickup.
Yeah, but also Toronto just put Jordan Romano on the IL today.
Ooh, yeah.
So it makes sense why they went out and got him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't see any team out of the East winning, even getting to the World Series. So why?
Nah, they could
deplete everything.
I think both Toronto and Baltimore are serious contenders to go to the World Series.
Well, yeah, no, anything out of the East. I don't think Baltimore, Toronto, or Tampa Bay. I think one of those 3 teams are going to make it to the finals. I don't think anyone from the West or the Central is going to get there. I mean, I don't think you can discount the Astros because they won it all, but I don't think the Rangers, and to be honest, I don't think the Astros can do it. I don't think the Twins or the Guardians can do it. I think it's a team coming out of the East.
Well, the Twins are fascinating, dude, because they definitely have the best starting rotation.
Yeah. They just can't hit worth shit.
The offensive production is not there.
Yeah, but what wins in the postseason?
Pitching.
But you got to score.
Yeah, but you don't got to score as much.
Yeah, well, they don't score much, so.
Yeah, they're. I mean, they just got swept by the Royals, dude. That's all bad.
Damn.
But I mean, there's
another team that's got swept by the Royals too. So.
And then the Guardians this year, it's like, you know, the Guardians are fascinating too, because last year, like, they relied heavily on their pitching, right? Well, this year they're not going to get Bieber, they're not going to have Tristan McKenzie, so it's like their starting rotation is not that great, but you're getting great seasons from guys like Josh Naylor. Josh Naylor is one of the best players in the league, and no one even talks about it. And then their bullpen's
3 RBIs today.
Jose Ramirez, and I mean Jose
Ramirez.
Jose is a great player, but they get rid of Ahmed Rosario, which was, like I said, it was addition by subtraction because now they can play Arcia every day, which is good for them. And Rosario he wasn't having a good year at all, and both offensively and defensively. So it's a little beneficial for them. But again, like the starting rotation, like it's just question marks all the way around, and it's rookies. A lot of rookies. Gavin Williams, Logan Allen. Like you don't know what you're gonna get night in and night out from these guys. So I think that's a little worrisome for the Guardians.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, as far as like Toronto, Houston, Tampa, like Houston, Framber is an ace for sure. But outside of Framber, again, you got a lot of question marks in the rotation.
Injuries. When do those pitchers come back?
Well, Garcia's out for the year.
McCullers is too.
Yeah, McCullers is out for the year too, so they're not getting either of those guys back.
They're not, okay.
And then Hunter Brown and JP France, like, they're already way over the innings they've pitched in their careers. So, like, they're in uncharted territory now, which is a similar thing for the Orioles.
Yep.
The Orioles got a lot of young pitchers except for Kyle Gibson. So they got a lot of guys that are approaching their career innings limit. Not inning limit, but their career innings pitched. And then Tampa, obviously not having Drew Rasmussen, and Jeffrey Springs. I mean, that's a huge loss, dude. But that obviously they get Glass now back, which is a huge addition. And
I'm surprised they haven't made a move for an arm.
Dude, I'm telling you, like, I think the Angels fucked everything up, bro. Because now every team that has a pitcher is like, I need 2 of your best prospects, period. Like, that's where we're starting. And all these teams are like, dude, I'm not going to trade, especially a small market team like Tampa. They're not going to trade their 2 best prospects for a guy they're going to have for 2 months.
Nope.
Unless it was Shohei. Like, Shohei, I could see them doing it for. But not Marcus Stroman. And Marcus Stroman's been dog shit the last month.
So our projected on Jose Ramirez, projected in the season 97. We have him at 98.5 over, so we're close.
We need a couple big games, Jose.
Yeah.
We need a couple big games. NL, your Dodgers are struggle city out there in LA, man. What's going on?
Injuries, not hitting. Pitching is doing the best they can, but we got fucking served today. But Michael Groves was on the mound. He's the next best thing to Noah Syndergaard, but he's young though, so I'll give him time. I'm not gonna say he can pay his ass. He's young, so he can figure it out. But yeah, the bats just went cold, and then Mookie's hurt. Hopefully, what's his name is fucking. Hopefully, JD Martinez injury isn't serious.
Yeah, they were saying it was a shoulder, JD.
Yeah.
What's the word with Betts? Is he just day to day?
Yeah, he's day to day. He's just ankle soreness, so
10-day, right?
Oh, they put him on the IL?
I think it was 10-day.
Nah, I didn't see him. Nothing about him being.
No, I didn't see him get it.
I just saw him day to day.
Okay. Thought I saw 10-day, but I very well could be. Nope, day to day. You're right.
Yeah, no, that'd be a fucking huge loss. He was playing hella well. Yeah, Dodgers need to go get there's so many teams that need starters, dude.
Yep.
And I just don't think there's like a lot of starters available, especially with the Padres getting back into things.
I mean, I'd say there's at least 10 teams that need starting pitchers.
Yeah. And it's like, now, what good starters are actually... Verlander might be the best starter available, if you think about it.
That's true.
Yeah, I don't think Cease is going anywhere because they got rid of everybody else.
And what's the name was entertaining a little. They was taking calls on Cease, but I don't think they're gonna trade him.
Yeah,
not anymore.
Unless something like blows him away. James Paxton for the Red Sox, but Red Sox only 2.5 back. Like, I don't. I can't imagine them like becoming sellers. I mean, they traded Kike Hernandez, but Kike Hernandez wasn't an everyday player, anyways.
Yep. Yeah, and if Snell's not on the market,
Michael Lorenzen for Detroit, he might be the best starter, or Eduardo Rodriguez. Those might be the two best starters available.
I mean, you still have Stroman. But Chicago might not sell.
Yeah, they might not trade him. Maybe Kansas City trades Greinke back to the Dodgers.
David Robinson.
I mean, you guys got Lynn, dude. You can throw Lynn and Greinke out there back-to-back days, bro. Might as well.
Your A's might as well do that.
I mean, dude, we already do that, dude. We be tossing like Luis Medina out there. JP series is nice though. I like JP series. Yeah, it's gonna be fascinating. Giants could use a starter too, Ben.
Yep. Oh, absolutely. I mean, we're talking Baltimore, Tampa Bay,
even
Houston, Atlanta, Cincinnati, San Francisco, Arizona. Like, there's a lot of teams that still need starters.
Yep.
The Angels could probably use another starter too.
Yep. Well, I think the Angels actually got a pretty decent rotation now, to be honest.
Yeah.
As long as Sandoval and Tyler Anderson don't forget how to pitch, they'll be all right.
Yeah, Guardians are on that list too. I don't know if I said that earlier.
Detmers has been a lot better this year, and obviously you got Shohei and Griffin Canning. You know, he's been getting shelled, but like his underlying metrics are actually like positive.
Oh, so he's not a Chris Flexen?
No, he's definitely not Chris Flexen. Flex his ass to the DFA, bro.
You know how bad you gotta be for the Rockies to throw you out there?
Yep.
You're not wrong.
It was not pretty. Nice. Should we talk some NFL?
Should we do the top five first?
Oh yeah. Let's go through our top 5 teams right now. Go for it, Ben.
All right, honorable mention. Got to go Giants because they're only 2 back of the Dodgers, so got to do it there. But number 5, we got Cincinnati at 58-49. Retook first in the division. Started slow after the All-Star break, but any team that beats the Dodgers 9-0, definitely got to take it. 4, I'll go Tampa Bay Rays. Again, when I think of the Tampa Bay Rays, all I think is Tom Petty, because I'm free falling, all the way down to number 4. Number 3, I do have the Dodgers 4-6 in their last 10, but the Giants are 4-6 in their last 10. The Diamondbacks are 2-8 in their last 10. So when the 2 teams in your division are matching or worse, you got things going for you. Number 2, I got Baltimore 6-4 of their last 10. Big comeback win in this series against the Yankees after falling to the Phillies. Again, a team that's not too flashy, but they win games. And again, just need another starter, and this is going to be a incredible team. But number 1, Atlanta Braves 6-4 in the last 10. Huge sweep for the Brewers, winning 5 of 6 against them in the last week and a half. And then top 5 offensive stats in every single category. It's
they rake.
It's impressive. Yep.
Or what's your top 5?
My top 5 is exactly the same as Ben's. So go ahead, Jordan. What's your top 5, buddy?
So number 5, I got a tie with Houston and Tampa. Got them both locked there. Number 4, I got the Dodgers. Number 3, the Rangers. Number 2, the Orioles, and number 1, the Braves.
Yeah, the Braves are playing some damn good baseball, but
no,
I don't know. That starting pitcher might not hold up in the playoffs.
Yeah.
So
bullpen too.
Rangers, are you? Why do you have Rangers at number 3? Just, is that kind of expected with the trades that they've just completed, or is that like
No, I mean like
because they're. I mean, just because I only ask because they're struggling right now.
yeah, I mean, but I mean, we knew there was going to be some regression. Like they weren't going to continue hitting 300 with runners in scoring position throughout the year. But I mean, I do think that they are the third best team in baseball right now with all things considered, and going forward, I expect them to be there. Now they might slip. I could very well see them falling in my top 5 or so, but I think as of right now, I gotta put the Rangers at number 3, given the fact that where we're at today, given everything.
Okay. I don't necessarily agree with that, but I can see where you're coming from.
I mean, their offense was never gonna sustain what it was
Yeah,
doing.
but it's tough to lose 3 series to teams that are below.
I mean, they lost 3 series to 3 good teams. Like the Padres are a good team, regardless of what the record says. That's a good team.
Yeah.
The
Houston.
Astros are a good team. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but below. Dodgers are below. So that's just why I wonder. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm wondering where you're coming from.
That's 3 good teams.
Yep.
3.
Only because I was looking at trying to find Texas a spot on that list, but that's what kept them off the list for me.
I mean, Houston just lost 2 of 3 to the Tampa Bay Rays, a team that's been struggling. You know what I mean? So that's why I had both of them right there, because Houston took the series from Texas, but then they lost a series against the Rays. Rays have been struggling, but they win that series against Houston. I think that's a big uplift for them.
Yeah.
Especially after they got fucking blown the fuck out and bounced back.
Yeah.
All right, let's move into some NFL news and notes. So, first, with all this running back stuff going on, Jonathan Taylor voiced his opinions and comes out on Saturday night that he wants to be traded. And then Jim Irsay comes out and he says basically like,
fuck no.
If I were to die tomorrow and, Jonathan Taylor were to get traded, no one would care, at the end of the day. I mean, what's your guys' thoughts on Jonathan Taylor's situation? Do you think he actually gets traded? And then today we're being told that he might get moved to like the
non-injury
list.
Yeah.
So, what do you guys think of what's going on in Indianapolis here?
It's a classic case of just the running back position is they feel like they deserve a lot more. Dude is coming. Well, he didn't have a great year last year, but the year before he led the league in rushing. What had damn near 1,900 yards.
Yep.
He's on the last year of his rookie deal. Clearly, he's outperformed his contract, and he wants to get paid. And this is where the rubber meets the road. These owners are not shelling out money to running backs right now because the position is so devalued over the last 4 or 5 years. It's crazy.
Yep. What do you think, Ben?
I mean, I think it's got to be tough when it's Jeff Saturday still their coach.
Nah.
Okay.
Shane
But when you're
Steichen.
making moves like that, during the year, you got to think that ownership is not, the brightest in the business. So
Shout out Jeff Saturday. He beat the Raiders his first game.
Was that the only game he won?
I think that's the only game he won too.
But I mean, it's tough. He had that down year, but he's been playing. Well, I guess last year was his second year, right? And it was down compared to his rookie year.
Last year was his third year, I think.
Okay, so second year was sophomore slump. But I mean, it's tough when your team is not putting up, something that's consistent and something that's, a big push for the playoffs. And yeah, he wants to get paid.
I mean, I think what Irv alluded to, and the fact that like he's coming off a down year, I think that really hurts his case in the sense that, how do you go out? How do you go to your employer, right? You have a bad year or a bad couple months or whatever. You go to your employer, I want a raise. You know what I mean? Like your employer goes to you and is like, well, dude, you haven't been performing. Like, what do you want to raise? Like, I get that he had 1,900 yards and that he had a great year and stuff, but I do think that it's just bad timing. And on top of that, all this running back stuff that keeps going on too, this talk of it, it's like all just like coinciding with one another. And, you know, I don't know if he gets traded. Who knows? But, you know, I think it's Jim Irsay is just, that dude is comical, bro. Like, that dude has no filter, bro, at all when he be talking. And it's fucking comical. But the other thing I wanted to talk about too is, you know, Sean Payton comes out and basically, you know, just shits on Nathaniel Hackett and is like, man, like, this team was just so poorly coached last year. That's why they sucked. And, you know, then Aaron Rodgers gets asked about it today, and Aaron Rodgers comes to the defense of Nathaniel Hackett and says that, you know, Sean Payton needs to shut his mouth and keep other coaches' names out of his mouth. I think it's fascinating stuff because, you know, a lot of former coaches or NFL people have been very vocal that Sean Payton shouldn't have said that he made a bad decision in saying that.
Yeah, he came out and said he shouldn't have said it. I agree. The NFL is a closed circle, tight knit. You got to be buddy with everybody, but you do have to respect the person. It's a very tight knit circle. It's 7 billion people in the world, and I'm pretty sure the number of people that's employed by the NFL is less than coaches, trainers, all that is probably less than 5,000 probably.
Yep.
So yeah, now behind closed doors is fine, but when you get to calling out coaches in public like that, is not a good look because at the end of the day, that's your peer, whether he's a head coach, assistant, OC. He just didn't work out and you move on. Now to go as far as say this is the worst coaching job in NFL history, maybe that's true, but it sounds a lot better coming from people like us or people that work for those networks. That's their job they're paid to criticize and look at things for shock value, even if it does sound outrageous, which I don't think it was outrageous. If somebody like Stephen A or somebody else said that, but coming from a head coach, especially a head coach with Sean Payton's stature, doesn't look good. You just tend to your flock, take care of what you need to take care of to make that team better than it was last year, and then that'll speak a lot. Actions will speak a lot more than words. Yep. If you turn this team around within 1 year, seeing how they was looking under Hackett.
I think a big part of it too, Irv, is that
they were supposed to get Aaron Rodgers.
Well, I think a lot of it too is like I don't think he like meant to shit on Nathaniel Hackett. I think he was more so trying to like uplift Russell Wilson, you know, because you know a lot of people shit on Russell Wilson last year, you know what I mean? And like that's kind of how that question actually began was like, you know, do you think that Russell Wilson's the guy for the job basically? And he was like, look, like last year wasn't on Russell, it was on the coaching. Coaching was just not good, regardless of what you think. Like I think he was just trying to uplift Russell Wilson and take the pressure off his quarterback, right? I think he did it the wrong way, you know? I don't think he should have said it. I honestly don't have an issue with it. You know, I don't work in the NFL. I'm not a fucking coach. Like, but at the same time, it's like, we know that there was a lot of players upset with Russell Wilson last year. Like, we saw it on the sidelines in the Carolina Panthers game. So it's like, for him to come out and just say, like, oh, all the problems were the last coaching staff. I think it's unfair to Nathaniel Hackett. You know what I mean? Like, it's you basically have to, you know, really take down another person to kind of uplift your guy, and that I think that is bad.
What happens if, you know, even under Sean Payton, if you see Russell Wilson just, you know, going out there and throwing duds?
Well, from what they
pick sixes,
practice reports, he looks like a totally different player from last year. So, but then again, that is against the defense that he practices against every day. Yeah. So you'd have to see it in game action to believe it. But
if I had $1 for every player that looked good in practice right now in training camp,
preseason,
I'd be a rich motherfucker.
No, you can't say that because you was hyping up Sam Darnold and he threw fucking 4 interceptions the other day.
Yeah, he's playing against the best defense in the league, though.
It don't matter. You said he's gonna be the starter and he's gonna be this and he's gonna be that. So when he balls out in practice, it matters. But if Russell Russell Wilson balling out all camp. It don't matter. It probably doesn't matter. We do need to see it in the season, but from all the reports I'm reading, guys that's there every day. Shout out to Ryan Kinzenberg, another dude that covers Denver daily. Yeah, they said his team is night and day from last year. It doesn't even look in the same universe as one guy put it. So we'll see.
Still going to be third in the division.
Our first 3 games might not as tough, but our next 4 is probably going. It could go a long way in determining our season because we play like 4 playoff teams in a row,
including the Jets.
But they got Paul Kane Hackett, so I'm not worried about their ass.
A lot of talk for third place in the division.
Shit, they might finish fourth.
We already know what your team gonna do: win the division, get to the NFC Championship, and choke.
Okay.
Or get to the Super Bowl and choke. Either
At
way,
least we'll make the playoffs.
Pick your poison.
All I gotta say is the Cardinals are gonna have the worst record. So
I was gonna say Jordan can't talk this year, so
Cardinals getting Caleb Williams. He'll be happy with that.
Yeah. I'm all for it, man. I'm all for it.
And they came out and said that it's no timetable for
Kyler. Oh, dude, there's no way he was gonna start the season, bro.
Yeah, there's no way he was coming back start the season.
Well, Jordan's gonna be even happier because Kyler's gonna go to the MLB and he'll go to the Oakland A's. So
nah, Kyler he'll be a starting quarterback for another team, and hopefully he does well. But he's not gonna be the starting quarterback for the Cardinals next year. That's for damn sure. I'll just leave it at that. Cardinals have the number. Well, I should say, if the Cardinals have the number 1 pick, he will not be the starting quarterback for the Cardinals next year.
No, because y'all taking Caleb Williams. It won't even be close.
Yeah.
You're gonna have the most respectable scouts and scouts that you would actually give credit to. They're calling him a generational talent.
Oh,
so that's
they're saying
Andrew Luck.
Yeah, they're putting
Trevor
him on
Lawrence.
Andrew Luck level, dude.
Yeah, Trevor Lawrence, Andrew Luck, John Elway. That's what class they're putting Caleb Williams as a scout. I mean, as a prospect for a QB.
Let's put another person who's up there and bring him to the table is Joe Burrow. What happens, with his?
Oh yeah, we didn't even talk about Burrow.
His calf injury.
They said he's gonna miss a couple weeks. So a couple weeks is probably 3 to 4. He probably won't pay 1 down in the preseason, which could affect him in the regular season. So we'll see.
Is that going to, like you said, is that going to affect him in the regular season? Is that going to be something that we keep seeing? Because leg muscles are not something that heal overnight.
Yeah, and then this is calf too. You know what your calf is connected to.
Yep.
Yeah, all the news that was coming out like the day after is like, oh, it's just a calf strain. Like that's the same shit we heard about KD, dude. And I know it's 2 different sports and stuff, but like, the Warriors were adamant with us during KD saying like, oh, it's just a calf strain. It's a calf strain. He'll be back, right? First game back, boom, blows the Achilles, dude.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm not a doctor, so I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh, he's definitely it's more than a calf strain. I don't know, but I just think it sounds like very eerily similar, especially the fact that they're like, he's out, quote unquote, several weeks.
Yeah.
I think that they don't know, or that they're trying to be as optimistic as possible about the injury.
And nothing against basketball, but I think football is much more strenuous on your legs than you see in basketball because
I don't know about that, Ben.
Because
basketball
of
players are running all
cleat,
game.
No, but the cleat action where you're digging into the ground versus staying on and being hit in the legs compared to not being hit, especially at the quarterback position. I know they're not supposed to hit, below the knees, but they still do.
Gotta hit them somewhere.
Yeah.
I mean?
So,
the running and jumping that basketball players doing 24/7, the constant lateral movement. I think basketball has more of a strain on your legs than football.
I think it depends on the position too. Like wide receivers probably more so than other positions, right? But I
the people that got to play in the post.
Yeah, I just don't love the tone of.
Yeah, I don't like the optics either.
You know, just doesn't. It sounds like they're just trying to be.
The way he pulled up
optimistic.
didn't look good at all. Now
That's
I can
what I'm
see.
saying, bro. Like he literally like started.
Yeah, I can see it be like he limped to the sideline. They said he couldn't put no pressure on his leg, so
And had to get carted off.
and had to get carted off. So that's not a good sign if you ask me.
So
But hopefully he's good.
Browns still
Now,
in
if
the
anybody
division.
put in parlays with the Bengals in it for week 1, I hope you get a cash out option, buddy.
Yeah, and that opens the door for both the Ravens and the Browns, I think, in that division.
Yeah, and I think the Browns gonna have a lot to say about who wins this division too, especially with Watson back for a year, full training camp, no distractions. He could focus on being an NFL QB, and we all know what he was before he had to sit out that year.
Yep, 100%.
Most people's looking at him a top 4, top 5. Shit, some people even had him as a top 3 QB. So now the thing with the Browns is, can they play a lick of damn defense?
Yep, I agree. I'm high on the Browns this year, man.
Mm-hmm.
I actually like them to win that division, even if Burrow is healthy. But if Burrow is not healthy, it just makes it even more clear because, you know, and at the same time, like Trevor Simeon's going to go out there. He'll win them, not win them, but he's not going to lose them games, you know. And Cincinnati defense is great.
As long as he's playing with a lead. If he has to play from behind, you could pack his ass up.
You can say that about a lot of quarterbacks. So same thing with
No, but I watched him play for damn near 2 years. He cannot play from behind.
Yeah, no, I mean I agree. I've been getting into it with Raider fans on Twitter about Jimmy G.
Well, Raider fans been having to deal with Derek Carr, and before Derek Carr, Jamarcus Russell. Shit,
Yeah.
they squandered Rich Gannon, so that's just a dog shit franchise. So,
Well, it's just comical to me because Raider fans they spent, you know, the last 4 or 5 years just shitting on Jimmy G, being like, oh, Jimmy G's not good. He's only good because the Niners.
I'd rather have Derek Carr.
Yeah, because the Niners are a good team, and then now they get Jimmy G, and they're just like they don't want to accept it, and it's like, yo, the guy's a good quarterback. Is he a great quarterback? No. Is he going to win you games all the time? No. But you know what he's not going to do? He's not going to have a game like Derek Carr had against the Steelers last year. I can promise you that. You know what I mean? Like, he going out and throwing fucking interceptions right over the middle of the field when there's no one even near them. You know what I mean? He's not going to lose you games.
Man, remember that interception he threw against the Browns when the Browns was ravaged by COVID? Man, the Browns should have won that damn game. I don't know how they lost that game, bro.
Well, they had no players.
That's true, too. And they still had a lead in the 4th quarter. And Derek Carr had to lead a comeback for a game-winning field goal. So that just goes to show how trash he was as a fucking quarterback.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm also not high on the Saints this year, dude. Like I think I don't like the Saints this year. Everyone's in on them to win that division.
A sneaky good team to win that division would be the Falcons.
Yes, sir. I think that Falcons offense is gonna be nice.
Yeah.
As long as Ritter can produce.
I like Ritter. People are down on Ritter. You know who else I like? Sam Hartman. I mean, not Sam Hartman. Sam Howell.
Yep.
I'm going to say Sam Hartman at Notre Dame.
Yep. Sam Howell.
Yeah. What he's doing and what he's capable of. Well, what he might do and what he's capable of is going to be no surprise to me.
Yep.
Yeah, that division's up in the air too. I don't think the Eagles are going to be as good this year. Dallas is a huge question mark.
I agree. There's no way the Eagles win 13 games this year.
What's that?
The Eagles will not win 13 games this year. I can almost guarantee.
No, I think you can easily catch a wild card spot for the Commanders there.
I also think losing Hargrave is huge.
Mm-hmm.
People aren't talking enough about it. I know they got buddy from Georgia. What's his name? Irv?
Jalen Carter,
but you know, I still think Philly's gonna take a step back. And
did they bring Fletcher Cox back?
Yeah, but he's hella old now, bro.
Yeah, I know he's old now, but yeah, they should have kept Hargrave. That dude ain't no joke.
Yeah,
we start football next week, right?
Yep. Start our NFL preview next week.
Yeah,
definitely gonna want to tap into that for sure. Football can't come here soon enough, bro. I'm fucking tired of baseball.
Yep.
I love baseball, dude. I love baseball to death, but the ups and downs of betting it is just miserable, dude, at best. Like having the Sacramento River Cats tonight, and they're up 16-11 in the ninth inning and fucking.
That's because you're betting on fucking minor league ball.
Hey, we've made a killing in minor league up until the last
but
week.
You can't.
We've hit a rough stretch, rough spot.
Yeah. You can't put those two together.
That's right. It just means we're ready for we're gonna get hot again. We're gonna get hot again, and it'll all be good, dude.
Yep.
All right. Got anything else NFL worthy to talk about?
Pretty much covered all our bases.
I don't think there were any other major injuries this
We
week.
have Hall of Fame games next Thursday, right?
Yeah.
Who's playing this year?
Let me check it. I'll check it right now.
Jets and Browns.
Bet the Browns.
It's preseason. Who the fuck knows?
Nah, preseason is good to bet on, dude.
Damn, Las Vegas hit the over by itself.
What was the final score?
It's 15-6 right now.
Damn, they were down 4-0 too.
Did we hear rumors about Vegas and Seattle getting basketball?
It's true.
Yeah,
is that all,
it's like it's happening. It's just a matter of when it gets announced. Yeah, NBA just hasn't announced it. It's getting announced soon though.
Mm-hmm. And then they say after those two, the next city might be San Diego or Mexico City.
I heard Kansas City.
Oh, I heard Kansas City. I heard Mexico City.
Because the four cities they've been talking about was obviously Seattle was going to get one for sure. And then obviously the NBA wants to be in Vegas. But they were also talking about Kansas City, San Diego, and Mexico City as well.
Also, a good thing we saw Bronny out and about today.
Yeah. Bro, I'm starting to wonder, Irv, do you think it was actual cardiac arrest? Because he's like, I've never seen a dude recover that fast from cardiac arrest.
Maybe because he doesn't have any underlying ailments. He don't have.
Do you think maybe it was like dehydration or something though?
Yeah, because they saying it could be dehydration and him overworking himself. Because he would have like a surgery to open up a valve or put a stent in his heart or a stent in one of the valves in his heart or anything like that. He didn't have none of that. So I think it was just like a freak. It's not like it's not like Hank Gathers. He got an enlarged heart or a regular heartbeat or something like that. It's just,
I was gonna say a regular heartbeat.
Yeah, it was just a freak. It was just a freak. What they call a medical anomaly.
Yeah, because it's weird because like he was only in the hospital for a day, and then he was out,
and now he's right back working out with his dad and his brother.
Yeah. Like I wonder if maybe it was like just dehydration and maybe like it got lost in translation, because I mean who knows, like we don't even know where the source came from of what happened.
Oh, it came from USC.
Oh, it came from USC.
And they had to use that machine that they used to save what's the name life. So
Iwachukwu.
Him and DeMar Hamlin. Yeah. So he definitely had a cardiac arrest. It's just not tied to him having
maybe like an episode
complications of his heart.
So strange, dude.
Super strange.
Can't wait for college basketball. Can't wait for college football. Speaking of which, join us on Wednesday. We will be breaking down the Big Ten this week.
The future home of my USC Trojans.
Yes, sir.
Let's say the Big 13 now, right?
No, actually, it's the Big 14.
Right 14, okay.
And they might add 2 more teams.
Yeah. Now we're gonna see we're gonna see a lot of movement. Colorado just announced they're going back to the Big 12.
Yep.
Yay. Pac-12 is basically cooked.
Yep, because I think Oregon and Washington would either go to the Big 12 or they would have to merge with the Mountain West Conference.
Dude, honestly, I don't think it's a bad idea for Pac-12 to merge with Mountain West, dude.
It's not, because they would own the West Coast. Every market from San Diego, the Bay, all the way up to the Pacific Northwest.
Yeah.
And you factor in Boise, and you still got a Colorado market.
And you got Vegas.
But the thing with that is they would have to convince Utah to stay too, because you don't want to lose that market.
I think you could though.
Yeah, I think you could too.
Like it just makes perfect sense, dude. Honestly, like I love the idea of like a more grown Mountain West, dude. I think that's a phenomenal idea because I think the Mountain West is already an underrated conference in both football and basketball.
Exactly.
Like they could compete with those Pac-12 teams. I mean, they were a better basketball conference last year than the Pac-12 was.
Exactly, and it wasn't close.
Yeah. So it's like, I mean, if you get Oregon, the Oregon schools, the Washington schools, Stanford, Cal.
But the one thing they would have to do, they would have to add Gonzaga
That would be huge, at least for basketball.
for basketball.
I mean, end of the day, dude, I think it's gonna work out like this. In 3 years, we're gonna have 5 major conferences. It's gonna be split by region. So like, you're gonna get the Pac-12 back. It'll have the LA schools, but it's gonna encompass like all the schools west of the Mississippi, right? The West Coast schools, and then you're gonna have the northern schools, and then you're gonna have the southern schools, and then you're gonna have the eastern schools, which might be split by northeast and southeast.
It might not work though, because that means conferences would have to fold.
Yeah, I mean, merge conferences, fold conferences, like just give us 5 power conferences.
But you got media rights and all that, and grantor rights and all that stuff to deal with. So those contracts last a long time.
The contract, I don't know when their contracts run up, but at the end of the day, it just makes perfect sense because the Pac-12 doesn't have a fucking contract next year.
Well, it's supposedly done. They just haven't announced it yet.
Yeah, they haven't announced it because it's on Fubo.
No, some people saying it's gonna be on OnlyFans or the CW.
Hey, at least you can buy it monthly.
Or the CW.
I mean, hey, going back to that monthly thing, Ben, I think the future of television and sports in general is like, you know, these conferences are going to have their own streaming services, right?
Yeah.
And you can just sign up and even pay to watch games. Like you pay $1 to watch a game.
I'd be so down.
You know, I think that's the way to go and with the future of how everything is and everything's being streamed now. That's why I think at the end of the day, like you just make 5 big conferences and split it by region, and then that way we have a 16-team playoff and it's like legit.
Yep.
5 conference winners automatically in, and then you get like the next best schools, and then you have like 3 lower level conferences like the Conference USA, ACC or AAC. And then you get like those conferences, those champions win. So you have 8 teams right there. So you have the 5 power conferences, their champions get in. The 3 lower level conferences, their champions get in. So you have 8 teams right there. And then the next 8 is the next best 8 teams. Boom. Look at it. I just settled all of this. All of college football's problems were just settled in minutes because of me. The NCAA should holler at me, dude.
Better get paid.
And with that, so you have the 5 power conferences, right? And none of those teams are allowed to play FCS schools. None of them. Cannot do it. You play 8 conference games a year, and you play 2 out-of-conference games, and it has to be against Power 5 schools.
You mean 9 conference games a year?
No, 8. So you can play 10 games plus a conference championship.
No, but most regular season is 12 or 13 games.
Okay, so 9 conference games. 2 out of conference. And the 5 Power 5 teams cannot play FCS schools. They have to play other Power 5 schools.
That could work out.
So the Alabamas of the world and the LSUs and shit, like, they can't get away with playing fucking academy cards, dude.
In November.
Yeah.
Or the end of October.
You have to play another Power 5 school. And it should rotate every year. So one year, the West Pac-12, whatever you want to call it, they play the SEC. SEC, and it rotates every year. The conferences rotate, and it's just randomized who each team plays. And then
sounds like a damn good idea.
exact, dude. That's what I'm here for. And then you have two conferences in each. You have two divisions in each conference. Two division champions play each other, or we could do it no division.
I got the best record. I like best record better.
We could do that too. All right. So then we have a conference championship in each of those. 5 conference champions play. They make the tournament, whatever we want to call the thing. Playoffs, tournament, whatever. They make that tournament automatically. Then we have 3 lower level divisions. Those conference champions make it. Then we get the 8 next best teams. And we have a fucking tourney. 16 teams. But I already know the SEC would not agree to this at all. And we know why. They don't even want to play on the West Coast, dude. They're scared. You know, the last time a team from the SEC played on the West Coast, what happened, Irv? LSU played UCLA, lost to UCLA.
Yeah, lost to UCLA. Florida is going to Utah.
They're gonna lose to Utah.
Yeah. But yeah, they don't like traveling west of the Mississippi.
Nope. I'm gonna write a book one day on how to fix the NCAA. No, I'm not. But I'll pretend like I did. God, I'm ready for college football, man. Can't wait to be staying up until fucking 1 a.m. on Saturday watching Hawaii lose. Or hopefully win. Can't fucking wait, dude. Pac-12 after dark, baby. Fucking Fresno State versus Reno. 7 p.m. kickoff.
Yeah, I love it.
Can't come here soon enough. Hey, Ben, speaking of which, have you seen San Jose State's new field?
No.
They remodeled
Spartan, huh?
Yeah, they remodeled. What's the name of the stadium?
Spartan Stadium.
Nah, but it was like it started with an M. Oh my god, dude. I forget the name, but started with an M. We call it Spartan. We always called it Spartan Stadium, but it started with an M. But they remodeled it, dude. It looks hella nice. They built a lot of new facilities, dude. They invested like $1 billion.
What's now what? Cephview?
Yeah, that's who sponsors it.
Huh. Cephview Stadium.
It's nice though. Looks beautiful. You gotta go catch a game out there and go see Chevin Cordero throw some INTs. San Jose State should be decent. It should be alright this year.
Yeah, they should be good this year. Their season got derailed last year.
Yeah, with that kid dying, it fucking ruined everything.
Damn, yeah, that
looks hella nice on.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful fucking stadium, dude. I need to get out. I need to get back home and watch a game.
Let's go.
I need to make it happen. Me and Irv and I are going to hit a Hawaii UNLV game out here in Vegas this year.
There we go. Let me know.
September 30th. UNLV. Hawaii.
I'll check.
I got free tickets.
There we go.
Apparently, they just be giving them away because UNLV plays at Allegiant, and you know that's hella big.
Does it say free $12 tickets?
Nah, like free, like free $99.
No, but they're originally $12.
Probably,
so,
they're probably cheap.
yeah.
So like,
but hey, you didn't have to pay for them. That's all that matters.
I also got tickets to the San Jose State game, but that's the same. That's a fucking Thanksgiving weekend, so I know
Oh, shit, yeah.
it's a tough game. for people to get to. All right, let's get some best bets for tomorrow.
Let's go, y'all.
What we got, boys?
All right, I'll start. I'll go Reds over the Cubs. Right now it's a pick 'em, but you got Abbott on the hill, who has been pitching outstanding. And then I'm gonna go Giants over the D-Bags. Obviously, D-Bags are struggling, and you got Alex Cobb on the hill, who is pitching a hell of a lot better in San Francisco at home than he is away. So we're gonna ride those home coattails.
Irv?
Give me Padres money line. I like the
SD money line minus 190.
Yep, and then give me the under.
Mm-hmm.
I think that game goes under tomorrow for the Cincinnati and Cubs.
We don't have a number on the total yet because of they usually don't put numbers on totals at Wrigley until the day of.
Oh damn, it does say off. Oh, give me the Astros money line. Noah Syndergaard is making his debut for the Guardians, so he guaranteed to give up at least 10.
Hey, Blake, don't. Hey, Josh Naylor going yard tomorrow.
That's fine.
He's going Yabo. All right, Ben. You and I are against each other. I'm on Cubs money line tomorrow, baby.
There we go. Yep.
I like the Cubs. I think Marcus Stroman bounces back. Alex Abbott is on the hill, but the Cubs 9th in WRC plus against left-handed pitching, 109 WRC plus. They also have a very high ISO over 160. Also, Alex Abbott 92.6% left on base percentage, unsustainable. Absolutely will not continue. I like the Cubs tomorrow money line minus 120. Give me the Cubbies, baby.
Okay.
I knew Irv was gonna take Houston though. Even before he said it, I wrote it down. When he saw fucking Syndergaard pitching, I knew he was gonna fucking take Houston. And therefore, I'm gonna take Cleveland tomorrow too. Watch Syndergaard's gonna pitch a gem, Irv. Syndergaard's gonna pitch a gem tomorrow.
Shit. And I'm gonna travel to see the Titanic in the submersible.
Oh shit.
No pressure, huh? No pressure.
That wasn't a joke, by the way.
Nah, Ben hit it with the dun dun ha ha. Love it. All right, boys. Thank you everybody for joining us. We really appreciate y'all hanging out with us. We will be back on Tuesday night for our MLB preview for Wednesday's slate. Definitely want to tap in. That's going to be 9:15 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And then also myself and Irv will be joined on Wednesday night with AK. We'll be breaking down the Big Ten. Last week's show was a ton of fun as Irv made a lot of outrageous comments and it was a lot of good energy, man. It was a fun show. So we'll be back for that one, and then we'll be back Friday night, another MLB preview and pick show. So Tuesday night, Wednesday night, Friday night, and then we'll be back Sunday night next week as well. Trade deadline coming up on Tuesday. Maybe we'll do a special. Oh no, because we're gonna be doing our MLB show.
Tuesday night.
Yeah, so we'll be doing our
definitely open with that.
Yeah, we'll open with the trade deadline, and definitely join us on Tuesday night. We appreciate y'all. We love y'all. Twitch.tv/TapRoomSports, YouTube.com/@TapRoomSportsPodcast. Follow Irvin on X @SwervinIrvin TSP. Follow myself on X @JordanRulesTSP. Follow us on Instagram @TapRoomSportsPodcast. Man, we love y'all. We appreciate y'all so much. Thank you. See y'all later. Peace.